Hello beautiful people. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a sit down and have a chat situation. I'm going to be doing a Korean inspired makeover on myself with all the products that I bought from Korea. It inspired me from my recent trip to Korea because I did get a makeover done there. I paid money to get makeup and hair done and it was a bit of a failure. So I thought to recreate it myself with the products that I bought, but also some of the things that I own. Hopefully I can get a look that is Korean inspired, but kind of suits my face as well. So if you guys like someone who's real like me, will hop online with no makeup on, and if you have been following me for a while, you know what I'm like, then I hope you guys stick around, hit that subscribe button, like and share. Let's get straight into it. So I'm going to be using my Hello Kitty headband because I want to use this as often as I can whenever I get a chance. So first of all, when I went to the makeover, the main thing there was that they had makeup laid out like it was a store. It was amazing. It was eye-opening. I really loved that. Like, I wish I could have my makeup laid out like that every morning and just like pick and choose what I want. They have brands from Japanese all the way to obviously the US as well. They've got like Urban Decay in there. They had like Korean brand of stuff, they had Japanese brand of stuff. It was like a variety of different colors and choices, which is good to know. On top of that, there was another person there that helped me do the skin prep. So I've already done my skincare, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this viral sunscreen that everyone's been talking about. I'm hoping that this could be something that's worn underneath makeup because that's the only primer I'm gonna be using. I don't recall them using any primer on my skin because they started off with skin prep, which was like kind of like a toner and a moisturizer, and then they went kind of straight into applying foundation. I feel like I'm doing a little bit more than what they're already doing. Oh, this sunscreen feels really nice. It's like very lightweight, and as you can see, there is no white cast. Like, it kind of blends into the skin really nicely. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna go straight into the concealers. The concealers by Seoul. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I got it in both the color correcting for under eyes, the green one for like my acne spots. As you can see, I've got some reds, and then obviously the color that's closest to my skin color. I feel like they spent a lot of time on color correcting and the base of the makeup, so I feel like I need to focus on this part of the makeup in terms of how to look more, I guess, flawless without looking like you're wearing makeup. A lot of the times, the no makeup look, usually the main focus is on skin. So I want to make sure that my skin looks the best. I'm gonna go start with the color correcting for my under eyes because obviously that's like my biggest concern. And I feel like they did it very like layer by layer, so it wasn't like all at once. And they also use this really cool sponge that I'm literally converted, okay? So these are called hydro sponges, and they basically look like this, but once they're wet, they're almost double in size. This is the one that I'm currently using, and basically they just like dab it out and it feels really soft. It's not like the Beauty Blender. It's more like bouncier, but also I think it kind of blends the color into the creases a lot better than a Beauty Blender. I feel like Beauty Blender absorbs the product too much, whereas this one kind of just smooths over the lines and it gives you more of a refined blend. That's how I feel. I just really like the texture of it. It just feels super bouncy, and I'm converted. I literally have not touched my Beauty Blender since I've gotten this. It is the best, and if you can see, like, it just blends in beautifully. I don't have a Korean branded cushion foundation because I went through that phase of cushion foundations and I just can't get back into it. I'm not even a foundation person at the moment. Like, I don't even really wear foundation. It's either concealer or like if I'm wearing a full blown, it's NARS. So this one I have had for a very long time, so I don't know even if there's anything left, but this is the La Mer one, and I know this is from Korea because only Korea has cushion foundation. So we're just gonna go ahead and just see what is left in here because, like I said, this is really old, and I think whatever is in here is going to be enough because let me tell you, the amount of foundation that they put on my skin during that makeover was literally non-existent. Okay, they did do layers and layers of concealer, and they like patted it in with that hydro sponge that I showed you earlier, but other than that there wasn't any like visible concealer that they put. They did mix like specific colors. I see that they would mix different colored concealers almost to get like this white foundation on my skin. Any Korean or Asian foundation is always like super white. This is probably the darkest they have. It's vanilla 23, and it's still too light for my skin, as you can see. But basically I'm just dabbing whatever's on there. That's pretty much what they did. I'm gonna also do the eyes. And how's my skin looking? Done. I'm gonna go in with this green concealer to basically get rid of the redness that I have on my acne spots. I'm gonna put it on my little spatula just to, I don't know, just for shits and giggles. They did use a spatula, I think, on my face at some point. I don't remember when. So I'm gonna use this, but I'm not gonna put it straight on. I'm gonna grab a little brush because they painted it on. They use like almost like a eyeliner brush, and they basically dotted on my pimples. So like, for example, I have one right here. So at this point, we're just gonna blend the concealer in by just tapping it. That kind of looks like blended in. And then now we're gonna go in again with the regular concealer that matches my skin tone to like go over any patches. Like for example, oh, I got more this area and things like that. That's what I'm assuming. So we're gonna go ahead and just do that. I'm gonna put it on the spatula just so that I look more artistic. And then we're gonna like use a concealer brush and place it onto the skin. I'm gonna use my hourglass one because that's my favorite. Let's just put it here. Oh, that does look good. Like it does. What about here? What about the darkness underneath the eyes? And then let's do the other side. It's looking pretty good, guys. So this is probably the best I'm gonna get. So at this point, they didn't go in to do blush or the rest of the face. They went straight to the brows. So I'm gonna go and do my brows now. I actually went and got the brow pencil that she used on me, which is the Speedy Skinny Brow. They used the color gray, and they also used the brown, so they kind of mixed the two. So I have a gray one here, and I also got a brown one in the Colorgram. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and like I don't know what they did, but basically my brows was looking very youthful, and I really liked it. It kind of like was more fluffy, more natural. I think they used more powder in my brows as opposed to just pencil. I'm just gonna do like feathered light strokes and just drawing like little hairs almost. It was quite like fluffy and thick all the way through. Like it didn't really taper out to have an end. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then I'm also just going to like fill in the hairs that's missing on the bottom and the front as well. Now I think I understand why she used gray, because obviously my natural brow hairs are more closely to black, but then my hair color is more brown. So then we'll kind of have to like mix those two. So similar to this side, I'm just going to like feather in my hairs. So I'm just going to use this brown eyeshadow. It's also a Korean brand. It's called Black Rouge. I have had this for way too long. I don't even know how long. I'm just going to grab a little bit of that brown color and kind of like fill in my brows to make it look a bit more natural. And I think that's kind of what they also did. They used powder to kind of fill in the brows so it looks, I guess, more fluffier and not as drawn on. It like just softens the look a little. So that immediately filled in my brows. And I'm also gonna go back in with the brown, and this has got the finer tip, which I really like. And I'm gonna go in and just like kind of fill in a couple of more hairs that's missing in the front here and here. And then also maybe missing here. Okay, for someone who's like obsessed with brows at the moment, this is probably the longest I've spent on my brows. I feel like that's good. They did go in with a little bit of a brow gel, so I don't know if I should. Ha! I found one. This is by Rare Beauty. This is their brow pencil, and I just checked it's made in Korea, so I didn't cheat, okay? I've got a little brow gel here, and I'm just gonna comb that through. I love how a lot of Western beauty industries are now heading towards the Korean beauty route, which is really good because they have some really good products. So I feel like the brows are done. I can move on. I'm just gonna go in with eyeliner. This one is Kill Brown Super Proof Brush Liner by Clio. And I'm just gonna have to tightline as closest to the lash line as possible. The good thing is that it is very fine tip. And then I'm gonna do the other side too. They drew my eyeliner to go downwards, and although that is kind of the trend, I don't suit it. So I'm gonna try and just drag it to the end of my eye. I would finish, if that makes any sense. So instead of making it look like I have a line, I'm just going to drag it out, like stopping at where my lashes would stop, kind of almost looking like extending my own lashes. And then they proceeded to do my lashes. Now, this part is a little bit tricky because they pretty much use mascara on my lash extensions and then pinch them together to create that more of a defined lash. My current lash extensions already look like that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and just comb it through and kind of tidy it up. This is kind of like my clear mascara. And then I'm just going to clean up. The next part, they basically put some sort of weird glitter on my eye. I'm just gonna do something a little bit more natural. I'm gonna use a little bit of eyeshadow and create the shadow they put on my eye. They basically tried to create a aegosol for me underneath here by first darkening it and then lightening it. So I'm just gonna try and do my best and apply in the areas that I remember them doing. They didn't use powder at all, so I'm just gonna have to use this eyeshadow to set the concealer around my eyes. And they basically just darkened this area to create a bit more shadow and depth, and then used it to carve out a little bit of aegosol on the bottom here. So this is the eyeliner, which I thought was a lip liner, but it's actually a waterproof eyeliner, and I got it in this like rosy nude color, which is perfect for drawing out the aerosols. I think it extends like out this way. Now they did do bottom lashes, and I don't have any, but I'm gonna try and draw them in with an eyeliner. Now I'm gonna do the blush. So what they did with the blush was very, very subtle. They kind of placed it here and there, and they kind of didn't use cream blush. They used powdered blush. I don't have any Korean blushes, so what I'm gonna do is cheat a little bit and use the lip on both my cheeks and lips today. And they placed it like really, really close to the eyes, kind of like a really subtle flush, almost like you've just had a few drinks and you're a bit red. So it was up here. So guys, if you don't have tools and all things failed, go with fingers because they're the best. Not only is it naturally heated and it melds the product into the skin a lot better. They did use two colors because I feel like that's where they use the darker color and then they use the lighter color in the center. So it does look a bit more natural when there's a gradient of flush in the skin. This is the Colourgram contour stick. I've always wanted a contour stick because I've been seeing this online about how they just put this around their nose and then magically the nose is like perfect. So we're gonna use this contour stick and I'm gonna carve out a nose because I don't know if you guys know, but I have a huge nose and I don't plan on getting any surgery. So I'm gonna need to fake a nose job and make it look smaller. And then I'm also gonna carve out like a little tip so that my nose looks smaller. I might as well do a little bit of a cheekbone stitch underneath my jawline because I still have a double chin. I'm gonna use a blending brush to blend that out. It's very natural, guys. Now I'm just going to use a powder brush. I'm gonna be using this one. This is the Innisfree No Sebum Blur Pack. I'm just gonna gently just set everything, okay? Because I can't walk out the door without setting my makeup. It's already gonna melt off. Like I can feel it. Now onto lips. I'm gonna remove this lip mask from Laneige, so it's still Korean. And I'm going to apply this to the center of my lips, which is kind of like what she did originally, and focusing just on the bottom lip. The rest is pretty much blended out by hand. She did apply like a little bit of a clear gloss on top. I can't find my clear gloss. I'm gonna go ahead and use just a sparkly one. I think that made it look so much better. That was pretty much the look. How could I forget? This is the most important part. To create that aegosol, I needed to highlight this area. Now this is a complete look because I remember she also put like highlighter here and there was highlighter here on the nose and here. So this is the finished look. I actually put on some contact lenses because I wanted to also show you guys one of the biggest thing about Korean makeup and also like the Korean culture in general is that they all wear contact lenses. I already had these originally. These were the Harper's ones that I got. My friend recommended these to me. I love them. They're so good. They kind of give you like a natural enhanced look. The one that I'm currently wearing is the Spanish gray, which has kind of got like a gray sort of circle around it, which I thought was really cute. This is definitely something different that I don't see very often, especially in Western cultures. And then these ones are the double tint, which means there's actually two colors in the contact lenses. There's like a gradient of like different types of browns, which I thought was quite unique. And this one is the Vivi ring, which is actually one of my favorite combo. It's a also very natural sort of ring around the eyes. In the store, although it's quite overwhelming, but they actually show you exactly what the contacts look like, so then you can really pick and choose what you want. They also come in different sizes, so depending on how big your eyes are, you can go from like a 12 to like a 14, depending on how wide and how obvious you want it. And this is kind of the finished look. This is my version of a Korean inspired makeup with the Korean products that I bought from Korea this time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my little sit down and talk. If you guys like this kind of stuff, please comment below and let me know what else you want to see, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.